Hey guys, what's up? It's Rob Sutton and we are back with another review today. And today we are actually looking at the Harmony Companion remote that is an all-in-one remote that also controls all your smart devices in your house. So let's take a look. So before we get started, let's get into this remote specifically and the actual features of the remote itself. First off, as an obvious, you can combine up to 8 remotes into this one remote, so you're no longer fumbling around for 10 million remotes in your living room. That is the basic function of an all-in-one remote, and that is something you would come to expect out of one that you're buying for this much money. 2, it comes with what's called the Harmony Hub. That Harmony Hub works through Wi-Fi, IR, and Bluetooth, so it can control all of your devices that you have for your multimedia setup, but also all your smart devices in your house. For instance, you can connect the Philips Hue bulbs to it or your EcoBee thermostat. Now, I'm not really sure why you would want to change your temperature with a Harmony remote, but you do have that ability to do that. That hub comes with one IR extender. I actually make it so I can hide the hub a little bit more and put the IR extender up, and it actually repeats to another IR repeater that actually goes inside my cabinet since we do have closed cabinets. Now, you can add a second IR repeater to the hub itself if you need to get that IR signal to 2 different places. The Harmony remote is actually controlled by an app on your phone to do all of the setup and configurations of your different scenes. And speaking of scenes, you can do an unlimited amount of them. And you can actually turn on all your devices in sequence with delay and set exactly which inputs and how you control volume and everything else right there within the app. Once you set up those scenes, it's as simple as clicking one of those scenes and everything just happens for you. Now, one of the fun parts about setting up the Philips Hue bulb with the actual scenes themselves is, say if you want to set up a movie scene, you can do that. And the lights can actually dim down to about 20% if you want that to happen. Then you can set up an exit where you actually bring the lights back up when you're done with your movie scene. It's a pretty cool feature when it can actually integrate like that. Hey Alexa, turn on the movie. It can also integrate with Amazon Alexa or Google Home, so this can completely be voice controlled. All you have to do is talk to Alexa and say, turn on that device, and it does all of the work for you. Alexa, turn on the Apple TV. Now, thanks to that Harmony Hub being Wi-Fi controlled, you can also control all of these devices from outside of your house. Now, I don't see any real reason you'd be wanting to turn on your TV and turn off your TV from outside of the house, but you can control your lights as well if you needed to. Now, you can also do that out of Hue in their app, but you do have that ability to get in with Harmony and do all of those devices within one app and set up different scenes. As mentioned before, the mobile app is extremely easy to use and set everything up and connect your devices. You also have a computer app that is available, but I find that's pretty clunky. And if you do everything through the computer, you still have to go into the mobile app to sync it all up. So really it comes down to the point where you're using the mobile app itself to set up your devices if needed. Now, you can also control everything through the mobile app if you need to and basically use it like a remote itself. And the price of this thing comes in right at $150, which is pretty reasonable when it comes to smart remotes. There are several different versions above this companion that give you a touch screen and a higher end remote. So let's go into the pros and cons of the Harmony Companion. First, and the obvious one, is that you get to combine 8 different remotes. For those of us that have a lot of devices, it makes things a lot easier to control. 2, you can actually do a no-touch operation with Amazon Alexa or Google Home. Now, this might seem immaterial at first, but it is kind of cool to walk down the stairs and tell everything to be turned on and it's already down here before you touch your remote. But one of the cooler features of that is actually telling it to change channels or turn the volume up and down when I was in the kitchen and my hands were dirty from cleaning. So I didn't have to come all the way around, wash my hands, find the remote, and change it on the TV. All I had to do was change the channel to ESPN, and it would do that for me. That is when I found the real value of the handless operation when you integrate with Amazon Alexa. Then of course, there's the setting up of the scenes and connecting with actually smart home devices. That is a really cool function, especially when I set up the movie mode to dim the lights and then bring them back up when we're done watching a movie. That makes it so it's not just an all-in-one remote anymore. It is actually a smart home device itself in your home if you have other smart home devices. Another nice thing about this remote is that you can actually customize the buttons on the remote itself. So if you find the stock configuration is not doing what you need, you can go ahead and change that within the app. And again, the app is extremely easy to use to customize all the buttons, set up the scenes, or do anything else you need to do with this remote. Now, I will provide a link in the description below, but the MSRP on this remote is $150, which is pretty reasonable, but you can get it on Amazon for less, so be sure to check that link out if you're interested in picking up one for yourself. So just like everything, it's not perfect. With the Harmony Companion, you get these really kind of sticky rubber buttons. They're not that satisfying clicky feel like I really like to have out of a remote. It also does not have the touchscreen portion that shows you which scene you're in. Now, this might not seem like a big deal, but with the Companion, there's only 3 buttons at the top of the remote that let you switch scenes. So if you have more scenes than 3, you have to pick up your phone and go through the app and change the scene there. Now, if you have the touchscreen version, you're able to display more information and switch them from there. The other thing that I found out when I cut the cord and went with YouTube TV, which you can find a review of there, is that it doesn't operate the exact same way as it did with cable or satellite. I don't get that same, hey, change it to ESPN like I did with DirecTV, because YouTube TV doesn't have physical channels that it changes to. So if you cut the cord and go with a streaming service, there are certain things that you just can't do like you were able to with cable and satellite. Now, the only really other competition to the Harmony remote is a company called 7 Hugs, and they make a version of the remote, but it's all touchscreen. I find that that's not really good for my use. I'd like to have physical buttons on a remote. If I wanted to use touchscreen only, I could do that through the app. So I like to have a physical remote with buttons. Now, it does have a version that will have different hubs that you can go from room to room and use the same remote, and it'll actually detect where you are in the house. You could do that with Logitech, but you have to go up to more of a pro version, and it is more expensive if you are looking to go that route with the Logitech Harmony remote. So guys, that is my review of the Harmony Companion. I have been using it for over a year now, and honestly, I wish I would have gone ahead and upgraded to the one that's about $150 more that has the touchscreen and the clickier buttons. But this has been working out great for us, and anything this one doesn't do, I'm able to do within the app anyway. So let me know if you're using an all-in-one remote, and if you like it down in the comments. Please like this video if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe for more reviews like this in the future. And until then, on to the next one. See ya.